The first of these is the Naturalization Act. What did it do? It increased the number of years that it would take for you to qualify for U.S. citizenship. Say you're an immigrant from another country. In those days, you had to wait 5 years before you could become a citizen. Well, the Federalists, once they take power, increase that number to 14 years. Now, how does that help the Federalists? Well, obviously, most immigrants vote for the Democratic Republicans because the Democratic Republicans are the party of small government and they pretend to be for the little people. You know, the same things political parties do today. So by limiting the number of people that can get citizenship and then hence the right to vote, they're actually decreasing the number of Democratic Republican voters, which gives them more power because if you're not adding new Democratic Republican voters, you have a better chance of winning the next election when it comes up in another, 2 years. The next act or law that the Federalists used to punish the Democratic Republicans was called the Alien Act. Now, an alien is someone who is born in another country but is living in the U.S. until they are granted citizenship. Now, lots of people come to this country. Some people remain aliens and stay in our country on a visa because they work here and they never get citizenship. Some people, after a number of years, decide they want to become a citizen, and so hence they do that. Now, what did the Alien Act do? It authorized the president to deport any aliens considered to be dangerous. Well, guess who gets to decide who's dangerous? President John Adams. It also authorized him to detain any enemy aliens at a time of war. Now, since the French Revolution is still going on and Democratic Republicans are, in favor of the French Revolution, that could be considered dangerous and hence you can get deported. Now, this is a graphic organizer that you might want to put down into your notes. Remember that you will get extra credit on the test if you take Cornell notes, but you might want to put this into your notes so that you can look over it and it will help you understand exactly what the Alien Act did. Again, we are having a test. You will not be allowed to use your notes, so you're going to have to learn how to study from the notes that you take, and graphic organizers are great ways to do that. The third and final law or act that was passed to punish the Democratic Republicans is probably one that I think is the most egregious. That means it's the worst, and it's the Sedition Act. Now, what did the Sedition Act do? It made it illegal for newspapers to criticize the president or Congress, and it also imposed heavy penalties or fines for any editor that violated this law. Now, what amendment does that guarantee, or violate, I should say? Obviously, the First Amendment, freedom of the press. Now, we can't do this. This is not right. If these people have an opinion, they should be allowed to express it. Now, why would this favor the Federalists? Are you kidding? If you can keep your opponents from criticizing you, if you can shut the Democratic Republicans up, then you, of course, have the upper hand. Because anytime they want to criticize or express an opinion about a program, well, you can just say that they're violating the Sedition Act, have them arrested, thrown in jail, or fined to the point where they don't feel it's worth the risk. Now, coming up are a couple of cartoons to help you understand. Now, one of these is already pictured on the current slide. Believe it or not, in the halls of Congress, you actually had fights break out over the Sedition Act. One person criticizing, the Federalists, and hence the other Federalists getting out and beating him with canes. Now, would this ever happen today? I don't know. We have talk radio. Maybe we just beat each other up with our words. If you look at the cartoon that is on the right, you see a giant snake, poisonous snake. That represents the sedition bills. Now, what is that snake gobbling up? Free speech, freedom of the press, and honest opinion. Innocent little kids there. They just look so sweet. Now, look closely at these cartoons because I'm giving you another chance for extra credit. I want you to find out what is the backstory behind that political cartoon where you see one man beating the other. Find out what happened, what caused it, who was involved. So I need the who, the what, and the when. Who, what, when. If you can provide me with those three, you've got 15 points of extra credit on a test grade, or you can use it for 25 points of extra credit on a daily grade.